of X3 Farnham's Legacy. This is a game that is based off of a much older game, but it released, I believe, last year or the year before. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to in-game. And then I'll switch over to my Twitch so I can actually see you guys talking. Oh, what's this? Oh, cool. Got a free subscription to a guy that I follow on my channel. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, so this is going to be my first playthrough of this game. I'm going to go ahead and do... what's the intro? Gonna go ahead and do that while I...
We are minutes away from this historic moment when the USC Winter Blossom starts its voyage into the unknown. Earlier today, in an interview with the mission commander, Renee Farnham, he told us how excited the crew was to explore what lies beyond the gate and to put humanity on the path to a better understanding of the universe. The prospects of encountering aliens are high, said Dr. Elaine Sutton, one of the biology specialists on board. She claims that it will make us rethink our place in the cosmos. We know that our gate's connected to others, built by an alien civilization. But who are they? What are they like? Do we want to meet them? Find out here after the break. This is Julian Kayan reporting live for USC News.
I love when they have a good intro like that. Gives me a chance to actually get all my streaming stuff set up.
Incoming message.
I just realized that my volume's up.
This is Maya from Argon Heavy Transport 42 calling Argon Heavy Transport 43. Shinji, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up? The next check-in isn't due for another 2 hours.
I just got a strange message. It says we need to change our route because of a gate malfunction.
What do you mean? Gates don't malfunction. It must be another hoax to make us take the long route and miss out on the bonus.
Ha, good point. Taking their credits will be doubly sweet.
That's a kind of pretty ship.
Maya, are you seeing this? The gate.
Oh, stop. I mean, that's the first thing you want to do, right?
Hello? Can you hear me? Maya?
Okay. Ooh. Allow you to modify and customize your game. Cool. Tutorial. Collection of tutorials to help you learn the game. I don't think you guys want to see me do that. Okay, so... That lizard looks so much better than the newer one. Jeez. Mookie's Enforcer. Braciaki. Oh, okay. Difficulty intriguing. Could be challenging. Paranid Outcast. Ugh. That's what the Paranids used to look like? Jeez. No. Somewhat slower. Average, faster. Mamba Raider. Pericles Raider. Goner Ranger. Events of recent years have left on. Okay. While wars are raging in the universe, it is level-headed people like you who bring all parties involved to the peaceful table of diplomacy. No distance too far, no burden too heavy. Peace is the only thing that matters. Making your first million is the hardest, they say, but with a well-equipped ship and the profit hunger of a real Teladi, nothing can stop you. Advanced Kestrel. Ooh. If I recall, Kestrels aren't that great. But, good money. Okay. Chose the ways of the two-eyed and were punished with the supreme contempt of your whole race. Yet, you cannot deny your heritage when a new challenge presents themselves. That's not too bad. Years on the battlefield have taught you this: not every battle is won by shooting indiscriminately. Showing a little restraint can go a long way. Sometimes it is enough to just prepare for the perfect shot. Ooh. Targeting a gun, no questions asked. That's your maximum. However, with the universe falling apart, you become curious as to whether other ways may be more satisfying. It wasn't for the fact that half of these were so ugly. No. I don't want any of the peaceful guys. So I'm really thinking it's Split, Paranid, or Muki. Susanna Noah prototype. Let's see how good it is. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Albert Einstein. Oh, that's a good one. Hilarious considering what's going on in the world. Okay.
We are minutes away from this historic moment when the USC Winter Blossom starts its voyage into the unknown. Earlier today, in an interview with the mission commander, Renee Farnham, he told us how excited the crew was to explore what lies beyond the gate and to put humanity on the path to a better understanding of the universe. The prospects of encountering aliens are high, said Dr. Elaine Sutton, one of the biology specialists on board. She claims that it will make us rethink our place in the cosmos. We know that our gate's connected to others, built by an alien civilization. But who are they? What are they like? Do we want to meet them? Find out here after the break. This is Julian Kane reporting live for USC News.
Okay. I wonder if this is a mini game in the game. 2947. When does Fallout take place?
This is Maya from Argon Heavy Transport 42, calling Argon Heavy Transport 43.
I think it's
Shinji,
2077.
are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up? The next check-in isn't due for another 2 hours.
I just got a strange message. It says we need to change our route because of a gate malfunction.
What do you mean? Gates don't malfunction. It must be another hoax to make us take the long route and miss out on the bonus.
Ha! Good point. Taking their credits will be doubly sweet.
Can I skip this? I can't skip it. Cool. It's escape, by the way. Alright. See, I love how it has, like, an Xbox controller, but if you've ever played an X-Series game before, its controller is not gonna handle it. Like, there are so many, like, menu items and stuff.
Warning, jump drive failed. Entering system, unknown sector.
Ooh, an unknown
Alert,
sector.
ship systems malfunctioning. System check.
Jeez.
Autopilot damaged. Conventional engine working. Weapon systems working. Shields working. Duplex scanner not working. Jump drive destroyed. Data storage device broken.
That's a lot of damage.
Remote connection lost.
Oh, what a tiny... I'm flying a penguin! I'm okay with that, actually. Let's see, what all do we got? My property, ships owned 1, station 0. Huh. Oh, nice. Uh-oh. How do I shoot? Well, that's how I manipulate things. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, what am I doing? Like, what's my mission right now? How do I slow myself down? These are all important questions. Oh, interesting. Does this one not do? Okay. That's good. Okay.
We are being hailed.
Please! Urgent assistance required.
Okay. Talk to Bolowa. Oh, he's in a nice
Nikono
ship.
Fune.
You know the weird thing? Ooh. That's actually kind of cool.
What do you require?
You
Hey,
hailed, need assistance?
Do you know what's going on here by any chance?
I have no idea. I was on my way to visit one of my stations. I threw through a jump gate as normal and somehow found myself stranded here. My ship seems to have taken some damage. All my data is gone and I can't get in contact with any of my other assets.
That sounds familiar.
What do you mean?
You are not the first. Apparently everyone has been stranded here. I programmed my ship's computer to jump to my favorite plankton place, as I had 100 times before. But instead of arriving in Menalouse's oasis, I ended up here with half my ship's systems destroyed. Now I am desperately trying to decide whether I should queue up for one of the few docking places at a station nearby, or fly west to find the research station some pilots have been talking about. I'm just looking for some answers as to what kind of anomaly brought us here, and how we can leave.
I'd certainly like to get some answers. I have a business to run and can't waste my time being
Then
stranded
I'll
here.
continue trying to get a docking slot in the sector nearby. If you find out more, please feel free to visit me there.
Good luck. Talk to Hola Ni in the Void Delta. Okay. I don't have a map.
Transorbital accelerator. The Void. Zeta. Asteroid. Transorbital accelerator. The Void. Zeta.
Okay. Is it H? Alright, where's my Zeta? There we go. What's this?
Nikono Fune. Transorbital accelerator. The Void.
Alright.
Zeta.
Where do I go to learn my missions? Okay, talk to Holani in the Void. Guidance active. Easy. Okay. Well, I guess while I'm in transit. Oh, this is literal cruising speed. I'll take a look at my penguin ship. It's a cute little thing. Oh. That is not right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I'll do of, this game, at least in, stream, because just...
Entering the void. Zeta.
There's not a whole lot of, there we go. Like, it's a very slow game, which, you know, on some channels is great, especially if you have a lot of, like, stuff to talk about, and news and all that. For me, I honestly don't have all that stuff to talk about, unfortunately. So it's kind of one of those things where I have to figure out stuff to talk about. Which I'm saying that a lot. I gotta figure out stuff to talk about because I don't have stuff to talk about. No. Simply put, I don't have things for content. And this game is very slow. There's a lot of travel time, as you see. I mean, the SATA, which is a time travel device, essentially, accelerates time by 600%. And I'm still just flying. Guidance active. Okay, so apparently I'm going the right way.
Transorbital accelerator. The void. Epsilon.
Void Epsilon. Where am I supposed to talk to this person? The Void Delta. Okay. I hate that moving the ship causes that. Okay, I got close enough to the station for it to slow it down. But, so I'm guessing that this is taking place after the gates went down, which happens in X3. One of the big things with X4 is that the gates are coming back, and as they set up new gates...
Entering the void. Epsilon. Transorbital accelerator. The void. Delta.
Yep. But after, in X4, it's taking place as the gates reactivate. Something went wrong with them in X3, which I need to play through X3 to find out what went wrong with the gates. What the heck? Okay, how did I just explode? What? I saw docking lights, and then my ship just detonated. You all saw that, right? No saves. New game. Farham's Legacy. I don't want to be that. Maybe I'll be... Enhanced Mako. Okay, the Xenon, a supernova, enemy forces from outside this galaxy, or even ancient intervention. Your research into the gate shutdown revealed many possible explanations. Giving up is not an option for you or the universe. Let's go ahead and do that, I guess. Why did I blow up? That's my question. It's just like, oh yeah, look, lights. Boom.
We are minutes away from this.
No. Bad. But near as I can tell, there was nothing around me. What the heck?
Warning. Jump drive failed. Entering system. Unknown sector.
Yeah.
Alert. Ship systems malfunctioning. System check. Autopilot damaged. Conventional engine working. Weapon systems working. Shields working. Duplex scanner not working. Jump drive destroyed. Data storage device broken.
But that's about what you get for a
Remote
cutscene
connection lost.
in F4. Ooh. I'm flying a manta ray. I'm down with that. Oh, is my cockpit like super far back? Let's see. Yeah, my cockpit is all the way back here. Well, that's cool. I don't know why I have a random taser, though. That's right, I'm gonna tase your ship. Your enhanced Mako. Which, a Mako is a type of shark. It's also a common name for a killer whale.
We are being hailed.
Please, urgent assistance required.
Okay. At least this time I don't have to read what he says, because I read it like...
Mikono Fune. Autopilot activated.
And...
What do you require?
You hail? Need assistance?
Hey, do you know what's going on here by any chance? That sounds familiar. You are not the first. Apparently everyone has been stranded here. I programmed my ship's computer to jump, then I'll continue trying to get...
And...
Autopilot off. Transorbital accelerator. The command accepted.
Autopilot? Fly through. I still want to know why I detonated like that. Just... boom. If it happens again, I'm switching to either, X3 Albion Prelude or X4. Because, to be fair, X4 has Star Wars ships, and that is just... mwah. They are doing really good jobs with that game. The, mod devs. Now, I want to get the Star Wars stuff in X3, or the Star Trek stuff in X3, but...
Command accepted. Autopilot off.
I hate that minimum course adjustments deactivate my SATA. Okay. That is fine. By the way, if you're wondering what this little icon is, so that's pretty much where you want this to be if you want to hit enemy ships. I kind of like the X4 system better, where all of your guns are what's on a gimbal, so they have minimal movement around them.
The void. Zeta. Transorbital accelerator. The void. Command accepted.
Okay. Oh, cool, I can, that's while autopiloting. Now I'm gonna look around me because I feel like I was probably hit by another ship or something. This is a good looking ship. See, that's one thing that X4 is missing is the Boron. We got the Split, the Telati, the Terrans, the Argon. Right now we're only missing the Borons, which I think is coming in the next update. They're adding pirates and stuff like that, and it's called Tides of Avarice.
Autopilot off.
Okay, when you're autopiloting, it doesn't mean go straight. It means you're supposed to fly to the thing I want you to fly to and then go through it. Just saying.
Autopilot activated. Autopilot off.
The fact that it decided to turn around is kind of bad.
Entering the void. Epsilon. Command accepted. Autopilot off.
We're on freight transporter. Pretty. Ships in this game are awesome.
Transorbital accelerator. The void. Delta.
Okay, there's the map.
Command accepted.
And I can hit J. And like I said, I feel like last time I was killed for no apparent reason. Look at how much closer this one is. And look at those lights. I died because I ran into the accelerator without seeing it.
Autopilot off. Autopilot activated.
And that's one of the problems with the autopilot in the X series games, is they tend to fail, if you will. But one nice thing is about X series is look at how beautiful this is. I mean,
Autopilot off.
what's that? We're on livestock transporter. Okay. I mean, it's a very pretty
Boron
game.
energy transporter. Boron freight transporter. Transorbital accelerator. The void. Delta.
Gotta be careful going through these accelerators because they will... Oh, wait, hang on. Save. Oh, it doesn't have autosave. This game... So like I said, this mod came out for this game a while, or just about a year or two ago. But X3 came out, I want to say,
Entering
in the
the
2000s?
void. Delta. Royal Boron Research Station.
Okay. To request permission to dock, select comms. I'm not close enough.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Okay, hopefully I don't go boom. What am I talking about? This game, you're definitely gonna go boom. No boom today. Boom tomorrow. But yeah, in this game, it doesn't matter if you have full shields or anything like that. If you clip a station, ship, or asteroid, you blow up like a TIE fighter. Which can be somewhat funny, but also it kinda sucks because since there's no autosave, if I click this station, I'm a sector back. Now let's say I play for 30 minutes. Nothing bad happens. Don't encounter enemies, don't do anything like that. I'm completing mission after mission after mission. And then I clip something. Okay, cool. It's slowing down. It should adjust. It should adjust. Come on, you know what to do. Yes! And that's when some fighter comes from the side and just detonates me. But, yeah, it's one of those things. It is, can be the most annoying thing about this game. I've watched somebody who loves this game just kind of, like, they blow up 3 times in a row and they're like, okay, it's time to call it good for right now. And it's not like they hit the same thing or anything. It's literally, they're like coming into dock and there's a fighter that just goes right through their ship. Or they come out of a gate. They turn to go and look at like a group of enemies. And another ship comes out of the gate and rams through them. Just like a fly on a windshield, except both ships explode no matter their size. Which really sucks when you have a bunch of AI fighters that are flying around and detonating themselves because they're like, oh, I'm gonna fly here. Boom.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Baron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Cool. What ships? Your enhanced Mako. Display on monitor. Left monitor. Yeah, no, okay, hang on. Comes. Who was I talking to again?
Please check your cargo is secured before.
Who am I talking to again? Holo Knee. Time left no limit. Exploring the void. Holo Knee. Holo. Oh, there you are. Holo Knee.
What do you require?
I just became stranded here and I was told that you could perhaps help me.
Ah, there you are. Got everything I have asked for? Wait, you are not Lalundus? Where is he? What did you do to him?
I have no idea. Look, I've just become stranded here and excuse me, and urgently need to find a way home. If you could tell me anything useful that you know, then I'll be gone.
Tell you everything I know? I just told Lalundus everything I know, and he did not return with the wares I requested. I made it more than clear to him that I require the wares to repair my tank, find the hidden gate in this system, and finish my research on the reasons for the gate shutdown.
So there's a gate here somewhere. How do I find it?
Everyone is so focused on finding that gate, yet no one thinks about repairing the tank of a poor-born scientist. I still need the wares I sent Lalundus to look for. But if I send you to find them as well, and Lalundus returns, what would I do with twice the amount? Maybe it would be a better idea to send you to the headquarters of my former employer to retrieve some tech and data that should help you in locating the gate.
I saw an HQ on my way here, but it appeared to be rather inactive. I couldn't even request a docking permission.
The HQ has been locked up. Its security systems blocked all my access attempts, and I am unable to establish a new connection. I wrote this piece of software to reboot the operating system of the headquarters and to give us access rights.
Sounds easy enough. And the one before this was, how do we get in?
Incoming ship. Docking crews to stand by.
As I cannot access the headquarters remotely, you will have to transmit the software directly through a maintenance access point in the station. However, there are several of them, and I do not know which is the correct one. You will need to scan them first.
Exactly how many are a few? Wait, I don't want to know the answer to that.
One last thing. By accessing the headquarters in this way, the operating system will expect an actual maintenance task to be carried out. If this does not happen within 3 minutes of the first maintenance point being accessed, the system will activate its security measures and shut down. If that happens, you will need to get out of there immediately.
Find the correct access point, transmit the data, and don't get shot by the HQ defenses. All in 3 minutes. Got it. Oh, there it is. Cool. So it says shift 1. Huh. Oh, there's the exit. Okay.
Incoming message.
Incoming message. Message from Hollow Need. Oh, that is a wall of text and a half. Okay. Do you know what? It will probably bother me later if I don't tell you everything I know about the system. You will no doubt recall the intense speculation that circulated when the first gates shut down. Some claimed it would be the end of the universe as we know it, others suspected their enemies to be involved, and still others hoped it would be no more than a minor realignment as had occurred a few times before. There was also a fourth group who saw the warning signs and realized that we had
Beggars
become
are
too
operating on
dependent
this
on jump
factory.
gates.
Please do not encourage these professional beggars. If you have any spare credits, please donate them to a registered charity.
Although there were rumors of the existence of an unfocused jump drive not reliant on gates, these were often tempered by tales of ships using the device and becoming stranded in unknown systems. It became clear that we needed to research alternative technologies to travel between planets and star systems. With governments rarely willing to cooperate with one another, it fell to corporations to make the huge investment required to develop new interplanetary drive system technology. You didn't need the system there. A recently discovered and little-known uninhabited system was chosen as the test site, filled with asteroids and containing at least one habitable planet. The plan for the system was clear. The new drive system would be used to explore and map the system, and all of its resources, to prepare for a possible colonization. As somewhat of a bonus, early scans showed possible indications of the existence of a second jump gate. Jump gate? Jump gate. Also, excuse me. The project's test pilots were naturally eager to find the second gate, keeping motivation levels high. To cut a long story short, the test runs were a great success as members of the team analyzing data received from the drive system. I was sent to oversee the next phase of the test. To my great surprise, when I arrived, all my corporate colleagues were gone. Spent a day searching the entire system but found no trace of them or record of their departure. At that point, it dawned on me that what had probably happened. The jump gate in the void Eta, must have shown warning signs of collapse, forcing my colleagues to flee the system in a hurry. By the time I realized this, it was already too
Attention on the
late.
flight deck. A ship is landing.
I must have been the last to enter the system before the gate shut down, leaving me stranded. For the course of the first few days, I made every effort to make contact with my employer and to find a way home, but in vain. After a week or so, the travelers began to arrive. My initial hope was that this was an indication of the gate reactivating, but it soon became clear that there must be some other explanation. Every pilot I met told me pretty much the same story. They were heading towards a known system, and as they activated their jump drive or flew through a jump gate, their ship's computer informed them of a malfunction. Instead of their expected destination, they ended up here. As you are aware, pairs of jump gates generate artificial wormholes between them. Presumably, the gates that these pilots were trying to reach were in the process of shutting down. When the gates they entered or their jump drives could not target the destination gate, they automatically tried to target another. Due to interference or some miscalculation of coordinates, the jump failed and they landed here instead. This leads me to believe that there is indeed a second gate here, somewhere that served as an alternating target for those failing jumps. If only we knew its location, we could use that to leave the system. Well, see, now you're just being an idiot, because that would indicate that the first area you land in would probably be the closest to the gate. Because it's recalculating and targeting you to the location of that gate. Okay, how do I undock?
What do you demand of the split?
For you to look less like a pineapple.
Please note that any space weed consumption aboard this station is against the law.
I'm looking for a job.
Right moment. I have work of much honor for you. I have items you must deliver. Would you like to see more details?
What do you need?
This is what I want. Do you want profit from this job?
Okay, recently a large group of Boron refugees arrived here at this station. We're becoming increasingly short of medical supplies and have found a supplier plant in M Alpha in the Void, but we urgently need supplies transported here. Oh, I can't do that because I need... One, I need the cargo space for it. Two, I think I need the money for it. And I don't think I have a whole lot of money. My property. Cargo. Okay, it looks like I have the cargo space for it, but... stations? Nah. Favorites? Okay. Sector map, universe map. Empire management. Net worth. I don't know. So much menu stuff. Ships. My enhanced Mako. Ooh. Wow, I'm worth $1 million. Okay, let's see. Bartering? Insufficient container capacity. Yeah, carrying XL. Okay.
We would like to remind visitors that dropping litter anywhere other than an approved recycling station carries an automatic 500 credit fine.
And that's why I'm staying in my ship. Ooh, I can rename my ship. That is good. Also, I'm noticing there's no music in this game, so... Okay. Scan Space Lab headquarters. My property. Pilot status. Count 20,000 credits. Oh, I think I can do that.
What do you do? You pick, right? I will transmit the data to you. Now, are you interested?
84 medical. Hang on. Sector. Freight 25. I think I have enough space.
What do you demand? Excellent. I will transmit the data to you.
I have 10 minutes. Fine by me. Okay, now. My missions. Yes. Activate guidance. Guidance active. undock. There we go. Yay!
Autopilot off.
Ah.
Transorbital accelerator. The void. Beta.
If I click off that.
Autopilot off. Autopilot activated.
Okay, let's go. Ooh. I kinda need to use. Can I pause? Can I pause? Oh, freight is F. That would have been nice to know. Yes, I want to eject from ship. Save game. Go ahead and save here. Yes. If I hit escape, do you pause? No, you go there. Oh, there's the pause. Okay, like I said, I am going to use the restroom, so I'm gonna put in an intermission, which should work, and I'll be right back. Oh, what's that? Hey, Black Flo, how you doing? Also, I'm back. I was doing a quick bio break. Just. Sorry, it took me a little bit. I was making coffee and all that too. Just so that I had something to drink.
Autopilot off.
Okay, Jay. So how you doing? Wow. That delay feels like it's longer than 30 seconds.
Entering the void. Beta.
Okay.
Solar power plant. M. Alpha. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Yeah, however, this is not X3. This is X3 Farnham's Legacy. It came out last year. It's completely free. It's a standalone game. But if you have X3 because it's built from the same system, it's free if you have X3. Let's put it that way. It was a surprise that they did I want to say last Christmas. Yeah, it's completely fan made, but it's endorsed by the X3 devs. Or Egosoft. There we go. But yeah, that's. I can't.
Docking granted. Autopilot
Okay.
activated.
So this one takes place after the jump gate failure. So you know how in X3, like, the very end is when the jump gates begin to go down? Due to, like, a supernova or something like that? This one takes place after that. As far as gameplay goes, kind of the same. Um, but that's the nature of mods anyways. If you mod a game too much... So unless you're making a total conversion mod, which it says essentially in the name, if you mod a game too much and make it no longer the same game, then what's the point of owning the original game? Now, don't get me wrong, I understand using, like, the game as a framework, but again, that's what total conversion mods are for. Also, my first character in this blew up for no apparent reason. I'm sitting there, like, flying my little ship. It looked like a penguin, the first ship that I had. And then it just blew up because, well, from what I've noticed is on the second playthrough, which is this one, the ship, or one of the gates I was supposed to go through was a lot closer, and it didn't load in for my first ship, so my first ship collided with the gate. But all I saw was, like, the running lights and then an explosion as my ship impacted. But yeah, that's one of the problems I have with new computers. I miss my CD tray, because how am I supposed to watch, like, my Star Wars DVDs and stuff on my computer? And all that. It's like, and I don't want to constantly stream them because CDs are so much nicer. I love not having to wait for things to buffer.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the...
Clear some space. Your bays are full.
What? But my base shouldn't be full. F.
Attention, security, we got a two.
Not really, at least not anymore. Let's see. Great, 25 out of 95. Salvage insurance. Okay, I'm not freeing up any space, dude. Let's see, where's my talk to these guys? Comms.
You want split?
The split are so ugly in this game. Ah, see, you're looking at euros. Unfortunately, here in the United States, we are, or at least where I live in the United States, for the past, like, 5 years, prices have been going up because they've been fighting for a heightened minimum wage.
Clear some space. Your bays are full.
Let's see if I can buy some, it's this one. Bartering. Energy cells. Let's sell wires. Buy well wires. I'm just supposed to be picking up medical supplies. Right? Well, the worst part is this is forced inflation, because what they're doing is they're tricking people into raising their minimum wage, but they're not telling you that by doing that they're driving up the prices and just putting you in an extra tax bracket. So we've gone from about $8 an hour, which if you work 30 hours, you're getting about what you're beginning now, to, I think this January is supposed to jump
Attention.
up to 15.
Today there is a sale in the fashion shop on level 7. Don't miss the special offers.
Well, I can't do this quest because I don't have the cargo space for it, which sucks. But, so what they're doing is they're tricking people into raising their minimum wage without telling them, well, you're not just giving, like, the grocery clerk a raise. You're giving the driver that brings things to the grocery store a raise. You're giving the people who work in distribution a raise. You're giving the people who work in the manufacturing area a raise. For one single product, if you look at the web of everybody who interacts with that and everyone who's getting a raise from minimum wage, that store is now spending an extra almost 20 to 30 bucks for a single dollar raise. That's insane. And then you have to look at it, those people aren't the only ones working on it, because they work for a corporation, and that corporation has to make money. Because here's the thing, if I'm not making money, I'm not getting anything. Right? If I don't earn a wage, make a living, I don't get to buy this computer that I have. I don't get to have my internet. I don't even get to have an apartment if I'm not earning money. So this one I'm going to get rid of because, well, I can't do it. So back to this one. But then on top of that, not only are you paying more just to go to the grocery store, I mean, 6 bags now are almost $100.
Transorbital accelerator, the void, gamma.
But you're
Command
also looking
accepted.
at a higher tax bracket. So, in the state I live in, we don't really have an income tax, we have a property tax. But federally, there is still an income tax. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Hey. So which character are you playing? Klingon or Fed? I got some time. I'm flying to places. Oh, you better not hit me in the back.
Entering the void, gamma.
But, yeah, while I wait for you to respond with that, it's like, my tax bracket went up from about 10%, which, I'm fine with the 10% tax bracket. I think everybody should pay 10%. Fed, okay. Got yourself a new ship today with a T6 coupon that you won at your last fleet event. Ooh, nice. Couldn't decide on what to get for quite some time. What ship did you get? A T6.
Autopilot off. No aim.
No aim.
Transorbital autopilot activated.
Tactical Star Cruiser. Endeavor class. Okay. Nice. Oh yeah, those ships. I will say this: out of the out of the Star Trek fleets, I have to say that my favorite by far is the Klingons. The Romulans are okay; they're a little bit too hooked on green for my taste, and the Federation reminds me of dinnerware. I mean, don't get me wrong; some of their ships really cool, really sleek. But I mean, honestly, you have the Enterprise D, which is basically a dinner platter. You have the Voyager, which looks kind of like a spoon. Just, it's the dinnerware line, in all honesty. And not to say that that looks bad. It's just when I look at it and it looks like it should be cutting pizzas, I kind of have to laugh. Especially since I actually do have a pizza cutter that is the Enterprise D. Yeah, I will say that. That is pretty good. Like I said, they're not ugly. It just has its own charm. Oh yeah, and I mean, they make great gifts at weddings. But no. Actually, you want to hear something funny about STO? If you go back and play the mission with Soketh, when you're outside of the shuttle that they give you, or that you start out in that mission, you're taller than the shuttle is. Like, you know how it goes from the interior to the exterior? If you actually pay attention, you are so much taller than that shuttle, it is hilarious.
Autopilot off.
I just realized my fight stick is a little bit inverted. Oh well. Right? Your body frame is the size of the door for that shuttle. Gotta use my SATA. Tell you one thing though, if I die again in this game due to a random glitch, I'll go ahead and show you guys what X4 looks like. Because X4, like,
Entering
this game is pretty.
The void. Epsilon.
X4 is amazing. Okay, apparently I can't fly there.
Autopilot activated.
Right? Yeah, it's just... Captain Shack was pointing it out, too, when he first started his playthrough a couple months back. Because he started a new one. Like, you go onto the bridge of the Miranda, and you have to walk, like, from the captain's chair to a console that's about a bridge length away from the show. Because, you know, the bridges are very tight. It's about the size of a single bedroom in an apartment, right? Because you don't actually need all that much space for people to be using the consoles and all that. But it's like, everything is doubled on the ground for some weird reason. And then you go and you're standing next to the ship and your head's like peeking over the shuttlecraft and it's like, do these have bucket seats in them or something? I mean, am I like driving the Ferrari of shuttles, you know, really close to the ground, but... But then, like, you get onto your bridge and it's like, wait a minute, the space between that console and the captain's chair and that console and the other console is like twice as far. What the heck happened here, STO? And it's just, it's kind of funny. Yeah, actually, I was kind of thinking of making a, Bajoran captain for the, Starfleet. Because like I said, if I'm gonna play through either Starfleet or Klingon, if I'm starting a playthrough, I'm gonna start it from tutorial onwards. But I don't want to, like, I played through the Discovery tutorial, and I played through the original series tutorial, and I will say this, the original series is funny. Your main is an Andorian? Ah, cool. Yeah, I kind of want to go with the Bajoran because they have the, like, they look human, but they're not, they have the, like, earring and stuff, they have extra stuff for it. My whole thing with is, like, I don't want to be a human because a human has the least amount of customization you can do to their bodies and stuff like that. Whereas, you know, the other races have at least some things that are a little bit different. Like the Andorians being a little bit blue and you being able to mess with their antennas and stuff like that. Okay. Ship. Ship.
Autopilot off.
Jeez. Okay, so I'm supposed to scan this. Yeah, exactly, right? And here's the thing, if I'm gonna be making a captain or something like that, I want him to look different than I do in real life. Because, I mean, in real life, I've been a diabetic for 19 years now. It started when I was 12. So it's like, I'm a little bit overweight, am I going backwards? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm supposed to scan this somehow. But I'm gonna, you know, if I'm already going to be thin, I'm going to add some other stuff that I normally wouldn't wear. Like, I don't wear earrings. Which is one of the things that made me go, hey, maybe a Bajoran. You know, because they got that spiritual earring thing that they wear and stuff like that. And then I was going to do the Geordie LaForge visors and a tattoo. I don't have any tattoos in real life. I've just never really... I've always loved tattoos. Like, I think they're cool. But my mom, who actually has some of her own, taught me that a tattoo is meant to cover things like scars. Yeah, exactly. I also don't want to be making Quasimodo, though. Just gonna go out there. I don't really do the ugly stuff, because why would I do that? You know, again, the point of playing a game like Star Trek, or D&D, or any game like that, is you're trying to make a hero. You're trying to make what you perceive as the epitome of what makes this species that species. Right? So it would be like you make a Borg character, but you remove all of the Borg enhancements. What's the point of making a Borg then? Right? A lot of the times it's the... Well, if it's... anybody who does comedy... Oh, I just bounced. That... See, and that's what I mean. I go full speed, I clip something, because my ship doesn't go straight like it should have, and boom. Also, if I recall correctly, my scanner's broke, and they haven't taken me through the tutorial on how to fix my scanner. You know what? I think I'm going with X4. just gonna pop in some X4. It's about the same, in all honesty. And you get to see, like, all the Star Wars stuff that I have for it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I got the, I'm using the total conversion mod for X4. Just hit it with a hammer, that's how a real engineer would fix it. Yeah. Okay. Let's do X4. Not X cache symbol, X4. Foundations. X4. Not cache symbol. There we go. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And besides, X4 is a little bit more fun because it's not it doesn't take as long, honestly enough. It is. They added a travel feature, so like if you need to go from one point in sector to another point in sector, you can actually accelerate your ship to over like 3,000 kilometers per hour or something like that. Just yeah. Well, the problem is I don't think I have a scanner on me, and I only have so much money to buy a scanner, and I don't know where to get it. Not yet. They're working on getting all of the races and stuff into X4. Oh. The Executor, the SSD, or Super Star Destroyer. But, ooh, you're going to like this. Honestly, not as much menu work, because all that menu stuff they have actually added to the map. AKA the ships that blows up with a single fighter crashing into its bridge. To be fair, they showed the shields going down first in the movie. If you pay attention, to that space fight, you see two Y-wings bomb one of those domes on the side of the bridge. That's its shielding. So when the A-wing crashes into it, it's literally just going through the windshield. And that's what people ignore about that, because they want there to be a plot hole, and it's like, no. The ship's shields were down. Now, it is kind of stupid that, it was destroyed because of that, but at least it makes a little bit more sense when you think about the entire command center was just wiped off the face of the ship. That is true, but that is the hallmark of the Empire right there. Fatal design flaws. Like, yes, we'll put a force field over this tube, but the tube leads directly to our reactors. Hey, where's my engines? There's my engines. Yeah, they actually got the wings and stuff working, which is awesome. Oh, by the way, the new oh, what are they called? I haven't I just saw them and I can't think. Pyramid. That's what the pyramids look like now. Let's actually do this. And yes, when you're docked in a station, you can walk around. So the thing about the vent, it had shielding as well. That's why they had to use the photon torpedoes. And then on top of that, it was an exhaust port. So when they fired the reactors that were generating enough power to destroy a planet, they could quickly vent everything out into outer space. Now, modern science would say that you can't do that, despite the fact that if somebody enters outer space, like an astronaut, without a suit on, before decompression kills them, or if they don't die from decompression, they die within 30 seconds to frostbite. So obviously, space is very cold and chills things very quickly. I don't know where this theory comes from that you can't cool metals in outer space. just throwing that out there. They could survive in their spacesuits for a minute. And their spacesuits are designed because their spacesuits trap their body heat in with them. So if all of their life support is failing, they have enough oxygen for a minute, and they have enough body heat for a minute. That's it. But again, think about it. That still means that there is a cooling factor in outer space, right? Because it still takes a minute. Okay, you can go away. I will admit, these guys and the splits look so much better. Alright.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
I love that they got the wings to work. Like, that is some of the coolest parts about this one. They got all the wings working correctly. Also, let's see, if I go over to my player information, the logos are all, these are custom logos. You can actually, if you have a clear background, when Hoff's next ice right? Oh yeah, you freeze to death, because here's the thing. You can survive up to, I think, you can survive up to a minute if you can, if you exhale so your lungs don't implode, because you won't decompress. But you will still die from frostbite. So it's like, really? But yeah, so I can actually change these up with a simple click. Like, if I do that, new logo. How cool is that? Oh, that ship is launching. Let's see. When that when the ramp goes up, the wings should go down. See, I love moving parts on ships. So to me, that is like one of the coolest things you can do. Right there. No, unfortunately, you can't, which does kind of suck. Or I'll rephrase that. You can't from that menu. You can if you change the meshing on the ship. So, like, where that logo is located is actually put there by the developers of the mod. You can move that to, like, over here and extend it out. You just have to know how to do that with the mod. Now I'm going back to my usual one. Oh yeah, and you get to actually design stations in this game. That is true, but I mean, if you're like me and you love customization, that's something you might want to learn to do. But let me show you. Oh, shoot. Right. So this station is one I designed by myself. So each one of these points on a station are actual, like, modules. And you can actually move around where the modules are. So this is a L-ship fabrication bay.
Shipyard.
So I can actually, hang on, let's do menu. So I can actually determine where each one of these little pieces on the station are. Let's see, I could do this. Plan build. So you see all this? I can go over here, do the fence, and say, I want more disc defenses. And I can add more modules. Yeah, this is one of the reasons, like, I really like this game. The only problem with this game right now is the lack of actual, like, story missions. And, like, cutscenes and stuff like that. There's no feeling of progression, because in my current ship, I can go from the beginning of an arc to the end of an arc, but that's pretty much what it is. The modules do have to build. You need a builder ship in order to do that. But I actually have... To give myself a little bit of progression, because this is a custom start. I get to choose what ship I start with. I get to choose like how many stations I start out with, what that station is. Like I said, I designed this one myself. Give myself a little bit of progression. I don't have a bunch of ship blueprints unlocked. Like, I unlocked all of the engines, the shields, the turrets, that kind of stuff. But I don't have any, like, ships unlocked. I think I have 2 to 3. So, yeah, I can make an X-Wing. And this is one of the more modern X-Wings, so you can do this, and... How cool is that? Oh, and the X-Foils open and close. And then I have the Fang Fighter, which is the one I'm currently flying. That way, if my ship blows up, I can make a new one. And then I have a medium, I think, Raider Corvette. Yeah. So I have this guy. Again, all pretty cool. Oh, and they changed it, so it's, small, medium, large, and extra large are the new ship types. So a Star Destroyer or a Venator are large ships. Let's see if I can... This is as much exploration as I've done so far. So, here we go. These are the Argon, which is the New Republic in the mod. So this is the XL and L ships. So they got a lot of cool little additions. As you can see. And this is one of the reasons I love this mod. See, in the base game, there's maybe 10 different types of ships split between the current 4 factions. Because you have the Telati, the Argon, and the Terran now, so yeah, 5 factions. The, let's see, Telati, Paranid, Argon, Terran, split. And each one of those have like 1 or 2 small fighters, stuff like that. It's kind of eh. But yeah, they got Home 1. Oh, there it is. Home 1. Which is the big Rebel cap. And then they got the MC-80s, and this is the auxiliary ship. There are now ships designed to repair and refuel medium and small ships. So they give them, they refuel, or they restock missiles. If they have missile components inside of them, if they have hull parts, they can repair the hull. All that kind of stuff, which is cool. Let's see if I can actually... And you can pick, like, the different shields, the different turrets, all that kind of stuff. Ground gameplay, closest you get is being able to walk around on stations. It's pretty much all you can do. But one of the things is if you hit Shift 2, you go into scan mode to look for, like, what are they called? Like signals on a space station. So you can actually scan, and if there's little, like, in this mode they show up as, like, pulsing red lights. Don't think I have any on my station, though. Oh, hello there.
P.
Is that a cat? Oh, that's a P. Let's see. I can actually get into some combat. Let's get some ships in on this, though. Okay. Because if that thing focuses me down... Ooh, there's quite a few. Are there any... Ooh, a Pillager R1 Star Chaser. Marauder Crusader. Well, I mean, I just loaded in. What the heck? What's attacking me? You are. Ah, they took out my shields already. Now, if I wasn't streaming it, I'd have the, like, Star Wars music playing in the background. There we go. By the way, that's the new Xenon ship. At least bouncing off things don't kill you right away anymore. Slow it down a little bit. Oh, and all of your guns are now on what's known as a gimbal, so they all kind of move on their own. So you don't have to, like, be looking exactly at something to destroy it. As you can see. Because that was one of the big problems with the original, the X3. And if I'm lucky, one of the, oh, there's another. Oop. Somebody's hitting my shield pretty bad. Jeez. Let's see if I can get them to attack my station a little bit. Oh, yeah, right? Well, see, that's the nice thing is because you got that little targeting reticle that tells you... Shoot! I didn't realize my shields were that low. I think they're gonna kill me. Yep. To be fair, I was punching outside my weight class. The fact that I got it down that low was kind of impressive. Especially when 2 other ships showed up. Because that's... Again, the next tier, that's an M ship. That thing has like... 14,000 HP, basically. Yeah, that's the only problem in this game, especially with the Star Wars mod, is they rebalance things to make things a little bit harder because your ships hit harder. Oh look! A Lucre Hulk. I never noticed that down there. Okay, let's... Yeah, right? Let's try this again. No, the thing is I need to get enough supplies to start building, like, my defense fleets. I have one that I built from the beginning of the game, but I have it down in another sector that I own where there's a jump gate directly to a Xenon territory. And I did that because if I didn't do that, well, the Xenon would just roll through and destroy my station down there. Like, you know, in the first hour. Because they can, like... The way it works in this game is the stations can pump out... Or AI stations can pump out ships almost infinitely, so long as they have the materials. The Xenon only need energy. So they can infinitely pump out ships of almost any size. And then, like, the defense stations will always spawn at least the M's and sometimes the XLs. So a station with so a defense station, like, let's see. Oh, there's the cack. Yeah, the cack. The bug people. So, like, a defense station, if I can find one, will always pump out... no defense stations. But yeah, they'll always pump out certain amounts of larger ships and stuff. There we go. So these things are just...
They are chained. Any loose animals will be vaporized on sight.
Nice. But those things will infinitely pump out fighters and will infinitely pump out the M's if they're under attack and stuff. Now, there's a time limit between when they can pump them out, but they don't really need the materials to do so. Which is kind of cheating, but that's how they did it. And then, these guys also pump out defense fleets. So, these large, like, fleets of X-Wings and stuff are constantly being updated by these. If they run out of a policing force slots, they begin to produce pirates. That's why you'll see pirates with their ships like this. Not the blue ones. I can command the green ones. And it's real easy. Ooh. Yes, attack those guys. If they attack those guys first, I can get in there and help them out without worrying about being targeted right away. But yeah, I can command these guys to be like, go over here. Which is pretty cool. But they have, like, a behavioral system now. Nice. Like, you can actually tell the AI to, like, patrol a sector and stuff. And dock. Yeah. Well, the thing is they designed it around kind of endgame fleet battles and stuff, but it's not multiplayer, unfortunately. Okay. Let's see. There should be Shift E. Where's the bad guys? Wow, they're actually taking a beating from these two. Yeah, unfortunately there's no real multiplayer. I'm in the wrong sector. Where am I? I am all the way over here. Ooh, actually, I want to show you my big ship. This is the one thing that I gave myself because I wanted to, like I said, I needed to defend this area because right through here are a bunch of Xenon sectors. So, there is an aspect of multiplayer, and what it is if you're playing an unmodded game, you get something that can go on your stations that allows you to send AI-controlled ships to other people's games, so long as they're online. And actually, let's do travel mode. This way you get to see this, too. So yeah, see, I'm traveling at 7,000 meters per second. that is my XL ship, the one that I gave myself at the beginning. If I lose this one, I either have to earn enough money to have somebody else build it for me, or earn enough money to buy the blueprints for the hull myself. But yeah, I grabbed a Harrower Star Destroyer because that is a thing of beauty. Yes, it is. Let's see, I can F3, and actually, let's do Shift H. So you can actually see it a little bit better. Look at that beautiful piece of machinery. And the cool part is you see how it's traveling? If I was close enough, which I believe I was, I should be caught in its wake. Yeah. So the big ships now will drag you along with them if you're close enough to them. Let's actually land on this guy. Okay, where am I docking? Doesn't say.
Docking granted.
There we go. Yeah, that is always a good one. And Control D. Greetings. Oh, it's up in the ceiling. That's kind of cool. Okay, so I need a Shifty. Am I stuck? Uh-oh. I appear to be stuck. I can't even turn right now. Is it because it's in flight? Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. Good as shit. So, completely custom interiors too. How cool is that? Yeah, I have this baby patrolling my sector. Yeah, if you have if you do Shift H, it turns off your UI, and then like trying to pull up the any menus and stuff, it doesn't actually show up because your UI is off. But yeah, and the coolest part.
Last order could not be completed.
I get to fly this thing. Oh wait, why am I going that way? Let's go. What are you?
Last order could not be completed.
Okay, that's a CSD Talati. Right. But yeah, and you still have the SATA. You have to build it yourself this time. So you have to acquire the parts for it, and it's an RNG for the 3 parts. So that can be kind of sucky. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. And then F2. Yeah. Just beautiful. And this is one of the reasons I'm loving this game. Not much in all honesty. It's mostly skyboxing. If that makes sense. But one of the cool parts of this is these hexagons will expand infinitely. And let's go cause some trouble. I feel like killing this thing. Why? Because I just want to kill something. But yeah, the sectors expand infinitely in this game. So technically flying towards a planet, you'll infinitely fly towards that planet while creating more and more map. actually hit F4. Yeah, exactly. But another cool part is they added terraforming to the game. So once you get far enough along in the actual storyline, and this is base game, so it's not quite in the Star Wars mod, you can take that planet over there and terraform it to earn income off of it. Yeah, I just want to go and obliterate that, right? Ooh, actually, do I have ships parked in this? No, I don't. I didn't give myself small ships, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, I do have ships. But they're the... Okay, they're the M ships. I had to remember what I gave this, because I played around with the custom start a couple of times. And then there's these guys, which are the custom Corvettes. Like Imperial Customs. And for some reason, he decided to fly upside down. Why he's choosing to do that, I don't know. But he decided to fly upside down. Actually, there is, because space calculations for like hyperspace, jumps, all that kind of stuff is actually based off of a galactic compass that includes a galactic plane. So you have galactic north, which is straight up, galactic south, which is straight down, according to this plane in space, and then east, west, and oh, what are the other ones? They added like 2 more, because you have the X and the Y axis for the computer's calculations. So you can be upside down in space, and the reason for this is it tells your computer what your approach vectors are. Because think about it. If you fly in with a TIE fighter, and the space station you're flying into is upside down compared to galactic north, and you park your TIE fighter in that space station, you will fall to the floor once artificial gravity kicks in. And that's why it's so important to actually have stuff like that in our computer systems and stuff. Because while yes, space is a 3D or a 3-dimensional maneuvering system, or you can maneuver in 3D in outer space, you still have to know what your approach vectors are. Yeah. Does it count as a Guinness World Record if you drink a Coke upside down while going 350 meters per second? Probably. Okay, he's gonna wait for those other ships to park or to go through the accelerators first. And that's another thing they added. Ship queuing. So the ships actually will approach and line up on autopilot, so the AI isn't constantly ramming you as you're going through these gates and stuff. Which is nice. But, I mean, if you're the first person to do that, then yes. It's actually... And the cool part is you can do this. Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, how many times have you lost a ship in X3 because they didn't have that? But yeah, look at the good old Quintons. But yeah, I love that everything is now bright. Oh man, the Imperials have a version of that ship too. It's called they have 2. They have the Arquitans. Then they have their Intel ship, or no, they don't get the Arquitans. They get the Intel ship, which looks similar, and then they get the 356 cruiser, which is the one from Mandalorian. Yeah, colorless steel version. Yep. Then they get the one with the hangar bays from the Mandalorian. Did that guy just hit me? You're supposed to wait. And yes, he did just hit me, but it seems like he messed up his... What is going on with you? Well, that seems... Oh, of course, it's the freaking Empire. Or no, it's the Independent Commerce Guild. Oh, it's the droid army. But yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get that string of letters that you saw on it to be the actual registration of the ships, because it's supposed to do that, but they don't know why it's not in the mod so far. Jeez, this is taking a bit of time as it lines up. You better not engage that first. Let's go ahead and... Oh, it's trying to get into travel mode and stuff. Oh, there's also long-range scanner mode, which lets you detect, like, abandoned ships, abandoned... What the heck, dude? You can in this game. You have to do it module by module, but you can. You can just fly in there with a ship like this and start pounding away at it. I think you were able to in X3? Yeah, right? Like, if you just go into F2 as this thing lines up... Ah, mwah. This game, like, X3 is pretty. This game beats it hands down. Because you just do... Look at that. Like, this one is designed for screenshots, I think. And look at all those turrets on this thing. And they all move, too. They will turn towards what they're going to shoot at. I told them not to tell me that. And yet they are. G9 rigger.
Last order could not be completed.
Yeah, for some reason they're acting like... Like they're zooming in and then bouncing off me, even though they're not supposed to do that, so because they're supposed to queue. You can tell them what to prioritize. Here. So currently I have them on attack on enemies, but I can make them defend, attack capital ships only, attack fighters, mining, which is always fun, missile defense, and attack my current enemy. Okay, he should be getting ready to go into hyper... Or... Yeah, let's see. Let's actually do this.
Autopilot disengaged.
Okay. Taking manual control. Nice. Children and women first. Yeah, pretty much. Now, there's only one L-size ship out of the XL and the L that has forward-facing weapons, so you can actually fire them like you can a fighter instead of waiting for the turrets to track. Which is unfortunate. Come on. There we go. Engage. They turn extremely slowly. when they're, especially when they're in the travel mode, because it's kind of designed that way. But it's kind of one of those things. The other problem is the charge up time for the travel drive. I'd love to be able to just like hyperspace into an area and drop in the ship, but that's not how it works. I'm gonna bounce off that, aren't I? Yep. Luckily, you can speed up time. You'd think so, but it didn't even dent my shield, so it didn't actually touch me. And to be fair, you move a lot, or you turn a lot faster when you're moving. It's just... Right? Well, also remember, this is an old Sith Star Destroyer instead of a newer Sith Star Destroyer, so the shields are a little bit better. Because for some reason, technology in Star Wars goes backwards. I just want to get to this enemy.
Queen's Guard.
That's only 200 kilometers away. I'm moving at 5k a second, so... If I don't... Hitbox! That was one of the ones I shouldn't have hit. Yeah. Well, see, that's the... One of the funny things is, in Star Wars, the tech actually does evolve, it just doesn't look like it. They're a lot like the Klingons, where, hey, this wedge-shaped ship actually works pretty well for combat. We're gonna keep it for, like, 7,000 years. Or 30,000 years. But then you have, like, the Mandalorians that update it, like, their design every couple of, 100 years. Yeah, see, you turn a lot faster if you're moving forward.
Last order could not be completed.
You're not supposed to be docking. You're a M-sized ship. Come on.
Last order could not be completed.
You're not supposed to be docking. But yeah, like the lightsabers showed improvement because you had the you had vibro swords, then you had... Yeah, right? Well, see, and then you have, like, one of the things that I liked from, Star Wars Rebels, though I couldn't decide if I liked the show or I didn't, in all honesty, but I like that he actually modified his, lightsaber to have a blaster included, because, to me, not using a blaster because you have a lightsaber is a poor life choice. Okay, I think I just need to be... There we go. Look at that thing opening up. And since I have it targeted, if I hit F3... Oh, there it goes. Control D. Okay, you can go back to your mission.
Hello there.
Gotta hop down here. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It looks almost like an interrogation cell. Because... Okay. Let's see. That is F12, right? Yep. Yeah, right? By the way, I took a screenshot of that because I'm on the Discord for the mod, so I can actually let them know, hey, the harrower has a flaw in its bridge. Take another picture, just so that there's two of them. Okay, bridge current. Nope. FD. My little fighter. Go to ship. Undock. Oop. Yeah, but actually, here, I'll also show you this. Because I can repair and re-up my missiles if they got them. See? Can I only have 4 missiles? Jeez. Okay, resource probe. Oh. Cool. Oh yeah, I don't have that stuff. Okay. Yeah, if it's got the parts, it can actually make it pretty much anything you need. And they should be heading back to their sector, so... I need more resource probes. No, I need to go here. Okay. Start guidance. No, the devs actually disabled collisions, or collision damage. The most you get is sometimes it'll bring your shields to half health, because the AI, as you see with the autopilot and stuff, see, I'm gonna hit that rock. Or I might hit that rock. So, what happens is every now and again, the fighters, especially with the AI, will hit things and just detonate. And because that is a problem and so annoying, the devs decided to relieve that problem a little bit, let's say. So legitimately, you can't do that anymore because the devs said, you know what, we're sick and tired of people complaining about the AI, like, crashing into stuff. So until our AI learns not to crash into the meteors and stuff, we're not going to do that. And it's actually kind of funny because that's the way that they described it. And they're like, until the AI can learn not to run it, or until autopilot learns not to run into meteors, we're not going to have collision damage. But if you get stuck inside of a meteor or a space station, just save, exit, and it should bounce you out. Oh yeah, and they understand it's part of the problem with their... I'm gonna call that the Alderanian drift.
Entering system. Company regard.
Yeah, the AI drives like a complete maniac in this game. As you see. Did I hit something? Right? But yeah, I think they did a really good job on the Fang Fighter. I would like to see the mesh look more metallic, but that's about it. Other than that, I mean, getting the wings to work and all that stuff, it's just... Again... I appear to have noticed something. Okay, it's just my chair sticking out, not me. Yeah, this is a Mandalorian Fighter. You actually get it from the split. Yeah, I think they showed it in... Yeah. It's primarily from the Rebels cartoons. They in the Rebels cartoons, the Mandalorians at Concord Dawn flew these, and then I think the second Mandalorian faction that they met in Mandalorian had them too. Yeah. Well, Mandalorians went with the philosophy of, hey, if the wings move, it's a cooler ship. Then again, Mandalorians highly prize aesthetics and personalization because to them, their gear, right? But to a Mandalorian, their gear is them. Like, when you put on that Mandalorian helmet, the reason you're not supposed to take it off in public is that becomes your public face. And they don't care what species you are underneath of it either. There are Duros Mandalorians, there are... I think there's a Twi'lek Mando somewhere in lore and all that. And it's simply... How? Oh well. But they are the most inclusive faction in that galaxy. Because they don't care if you're young, you're old. If you start acting like a Mandalorian and earn the armor, they will accept you. But once that armor goes on, that is who you are. That's why each Mandalorian usually has their own color scheme and... No, so it was originally used up until, I think the second Mandalorian War. So, it used to be the entire civilization, because they got that from the Tongue, which is who let them survive, or helped them survive, when they crashed. Because the Mandalorians get their name from a spaceship that they were using to colonize that crashed. There was a hyperspace accident. Requesting immediate backup. Huh? What's going on here? Ugh. There's a fight going on. Cool. Yeah, that's because a lot of, by the Old Republic, a lot of the Mandalorians were destroyed. If you remember the story of KOTOR 1 and 2, the Mandalorians were defeated in that war because of the mass shadow generator, which wiped out thousands, if not millions of people over on Malachor 5, and that's what stopped their fighting. But that also scattered a lot of the clans, and so they weren't able to fully teach their ways and stuff. That's why the Mandalorians became so fractured in the future, is it basically fractured them along religious lines as well. And then there was the fact that they were also enslaved by the Sith for a while too, and the Sith wouldn't let them wear their normal armors. Because if you remember in KOTOR 2, the pilot guy that you get talks about being a Sith assassin. And that's something that they used the Mandalorians for a long time ago. But Sith liked their own uniforms and kind of messed stuff up. Are you being weird? Yeah, you're being weird.
Autopilot disengaged.
It's just like, Revan made them get rid of their Basulik, the big war droids that they used to ride around on as well, after he defeated Mandalore the Bold, or Mandalore the Great? Mandalore the Great, I think it was. And that's when he took over the Mandalorians, like all of the clans, and started changing how they did things. The Death Watch and the Children of the Death Watch are just trying to get back to are just trying to reconsolidate who they are and reconsolidate their clans with the Rezilnair. Even though they do go about it very badly. They are kind of. The thing is a lot of people think that the Death Watch are like the it just bounced off my own satellite. Uh, they're actually a religious faction. They're not just conservatives. They're more like the religious police from the Muslims, if you know what that is.
Wharf. Docking granted.
That's not a Klingon ambassador. Ooh.
Mass
Criminal.
Transporter E.
Where are you, little criminal? There you are. So these guys you can find flying around stations, and they're worth 500. Yeah. Well, see, and that's a sad thing. Here's my thing. I respect somebody a lot more who sticks to their guns on their religion than I do somebody like Fauci who flip-flops every 5 days. You know? It's like, if you believe something, it's this way. You should hold on to your convictions because that's what you do, right? That's what convictions are all about. Where is... Ah, there it is.
Thanks for your help.
I love that. The wing's just flipping up. Like, honestly, we need more people who are hardcore in their convictions. Because if you're not going to be hardcore about that kind of stuff, what are you going to stand up for? Is the real question. I have no money. Or I have 500 bucks. That's not enough. Yeah, that's really the sad part about that. Cuz here's the thing. I have not seen anything in science that disproves any religion. If anything, a lot of science proves religion. I don't need that much. Let's give... Yeah. Because, like, you look at the whale bones they're finding over in Egypt and stuff like that, and it's like... Exactly, and that's the thing. That's... Science in general, though, is something you can't fully prove or disprove for the most part. Which I know sounds weird because you would think, well, it's science, you're supposed to be able to prove it. And it's like, yeah, but no at the same time. Because, I mean, the only time science will be, or cannot be disproven is when we know everything. So until we reach that point to where we have calculated and learned everything there is to know, you can't say that science can't be disproven, because there's always going to be an exception to the rule. Alright, so you get that. Wish I could hold more photon torpedoes. I think I need a better ship. Which actually means that this is the perfect ship for the start. But you also look at how people treat science nowadays, and it's not science. It's a religion. It is the religion of science, which is to say, religion will never die. Because if you get rid of religion, you just get a new religion. Because in order to be... in order to get rid of religion, people have to believe something. If they're believing science, science becomes their new religion, and then you get what you see in society today. It really is. Look at how people react if you tell them you can't get the vaccine for the coronavirus. Look at how people react if you say global warming is a myth because it's never actually been proven. Look at how people act if you say evolution isn't real. Because again, it's never been proven. We've never seen evolution in action today. I have never seen a monkey give birth to a horse. Or a monkey give birth to a different kind of monkey. Right? which is the basis of evolution, is you have to have a fish giving birth to a crocodile. Otherwise, it can't work. Because a dog will always give birth to a dog. And you have to add chromosomes in order to get a different kind of dog. Actually, no, because here's the thing. You look at, like, variants and stuff like that, like viral variants, it's still the same virus. The difference is it might be a little bit stronger, or it might be a little bit weaker. But, you know, the flu is still the flu. And it hasn't changed since we've recorded it. We have, you know, an amoeba is still an amoeba. We've never seen it become, like, we've seen them split apart and become two amoebas, but we've never seen two amoebas become a single or a multi-celled organism. And the main reason for that is, as far as we know in science, nothing has ever been able to add chromosomes to something else, which is what's needed to change one thing into another. Like the difference between, you know, the humans and a... Well, yeah, exactly. Which just goes to show that we are a part of nature as much as anything else. In fact, you know, we were made from the dust of the earth, according to the Bible, which is... You know, I read one of the most recent theories of evolution, and it is hilarious, because in this theory of evolution, the one that's being lauded, at least it was lauded like 5 years ago, the way it works is the earth was there, and then it rained on a rock for 1,000 years, and then the chemicals from that rock mixed into the primordial ooze, and then the chemicals in that primordial ooze, which by the way do not come together naturally because they're not, the chemicals would disperse if you add water, i.e. rain, came together. Hang on, who's attacking whom? Oh, okay. So these guys are gonna start attacking this guy. Let's watch that. But, oh, hang on. There we go. Or are these guys attacking? There's about to be a fight somewhere where we can see it. I think it's this one. But then, those chemicals that don't come together in water came together in water. And that created RNA. Then the RNA created its own shell to become a cell. Then that cell one day decided that it was bored and started somehow getting nutrients that don't exist. Okay, so it's these guys. Ooh, I hope that guy ditches. He's gonna start attacking this guy soon. Or this guy? Yeah, this guy. Yeah, they'll abandon ship, and if they do, you can take control of it, which is pretty cool. But then, and that's how evolution started. Was it rained on a rock, and the cell that came from that decided it was bored. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, where'd the extra chromosomes come from? Oh. Well, somebody made a bad life choice. But yeah, I mean, we share 50% of our genetic makeup with a banana. Well, yeah, exactly. Which is why I love a joke. There's an old joke out there where God's like, hey, there's an evolutionist, and he's like, I can do anything you... Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, I love the way the one guy explained it. So, in the beginning, nothing exploded. It's like, really? Ah, they destroyed it.
Criminal vessels.
Oh, criminals?
Mass transporter E.
That's another $500. I heard split. Is that guy? Or... It's hard to tell what's going on, because this is a defense fleet, and then there's going to be another fleet coming in. Some of these factions are at war with each other, like the TEU and the ICG. I know, right? And, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, none of that has ever been proven or disproven. Just like creation has never been proven or disproven. The thing is people hate the idea of God, because if there's a God, then you have to be beholden to said God. So basically, if God exists, then sin exists, and you're a sinner. And people don't like that idea, especially the people who believe that, you know. Who? Wait, why am I being attacked by security?
Terranit Station security vessel.
Did they find something in my inventory that they didn't like?
Stop your attack immediately. You will now suffer the consequences. This is sector security.
Uh-oh.
Charles Channel. Reporting an attack
I'm out.
against this station. Acknowledged.
Luckily, you just have to get away from the station. I mean, I didn't really lose anything. Well, see, and that's the difference. The Bible gives you those answers. In the beginning, there was God. Well, how was God made? Well, he always was. He just always was. Okay, I can kind of believe that. If he's a being that can will himself into existence, then whatever willed itself into existence was always there. And he said, let there be. And that's where everything comes from, aside from humans, who he crafted by hand. Which is why we share the same amount of mineral content and stuff as the ground. When we die, we turn into dirt. We don't turn into other stuff, basically. Unless we're allowed to, like, molder and stuff, but that's something eating us. You know, that's one of the reasons why I like the Bible. See, the Bible explains stuff that evolution can't. Now, the thing is you gotta also take a difference between microevolution, which are small adaptations to things that are non-permanent, and macroevolutions, which is this cell became a lizard that became a chicken. Because there's a couple steps skipped over there. But, like, adaptations, we see that every day in captive animals. And a cat will adapt its vocal cords to speak to the humans around it. But that is a non-permanent adaptation. You put that cat back out in the wild, and it will revert back. Or, if it's like a physical adaptation, that goes away within one generation. So if you take them away from where they are, their adaptations to that area go away within several generations. Well, yeah, exactly. But see, that's where science and religion have to come into acceptance of one another. Because the thing is the greatest scientific minds in history, and I have no clue where I'm going, so I'll put in a plot for someplace. I think I wanted to drop... Yeah, I need to drop a thing here. But the greatest scientific minds in history were Christians. Albert Einstein was a Christian. You have George Washington Carver, the guy who discovered over 200 uses for peanut butter. Christian. The people who laugh in the face of religion, saying it has no answers, saying that it's useless and it's just, hocus pocus, they don't really invent anything new. If you actually look at it, most people like that usually contribute to the scientific community, and I'm saying usually, is they might improve on something that already exists. But they're not really inventing their own stuff, because here's the thing. To know the way that the universe works is to know the mind of God, the guy who created it, is the way I look at science. If I understand how a pulsar works, then I understand an aspect of the mind of God, because he created that. To understand the creation is to understand the creator. So, in all honesty, science, or a part of science, is a pursuit of religion. Because you're looking for the order and the laws of the universe. You're looking for the understanding of how things work. Which is the most pure form of science, if I recall correctly. But at some point, you just gotta say, you either have to be able to accept that you're not going to reach the answers in your lifetime, you're either not smart enough, or you're missing something crucial to understand that aspect, or you have to say, at some point, God. At some point, God said. Right? Because you look at, like, how complex a cell is, and then they expect you to believe, oh, that's by accident. Yet each cell works similarly with micro changes to get them to do different things. Which is funny to me, because they found something called a homeobox like maybe 20 years ago, which is literally the blueprint for how your arm is an arm. They don't know how to properly trigger it or anything, but they can remove it, they can manipulate it, they can cut it up into different pieces, so they can take this homeobox from the genetics of a seagull, cut out the genetics for a wing, insert it into an embryo, and if that embryo is viable, which they haven't figured out yet, they can make that embryo grow wings. Without changing almost anything in the actual genetics, because it's all contained in that little blueprint part. How cool is that? Like, we could, if they researched that enough, we could have people regrowing limbs even. If we knew how to activate the homeobox, which, here's an interesting concept, you could use cancer to do, because cancer grows cells in places where they're not supposed to be, but it will grow nerve endings, it will grow new teeth, it grows things that normally don't grow. I mean, what's a brain tumor except excess gray cells growing in your head? Now, don't get me wrong, they're unhealthy, because they begin to consume the healthy stuff. But that is something that happens, is somebody will have excess brain matter. If we could learn to master that, we could actually regrow entire limbs. Just using that method alone, by basically giving somebody a controlled cancer, and then once it's at the appropriate stage, you kill it. And suddenly that person has their arm back. Isn't that neat? Now, are they researching that? As far as I know, no. They'd rather research, putting mechanical pieces in your arm and stuff, because to them, the science of cybernetics is a way to improve humanity, as opposed to fixing something that's wrong. And that's one of the things is, yeah, exactly. But I mean, you think about it, you could use that to cure people of Alzheimer's, you could use that to do a lot of stuff. Where am I? Shouldn't I be... I didn't engage autopilot. But yeah, in 50 years, just, oh yeah, I lost my leg in a motorcycle accident, it'll be back in 2 weeks. Because, I mean, cancer, like, imagine you infect somebody with a stage 4 cancer that only grows the cells in the leg, right? You inject their little stub, and within 5 to 6 weeks, they got a new leg. Or actually, within 2 weeks if it's stage 4, because of how fast that grows. Right? It's like, oh yeah, I can't come to work today, I lost my leg in a boating accident. Don't worry, I'll be in next week. I mean, you think about that, and it's like, ooh, cool. But that's like, I've also come up with designs for like, exactly, right? Well, that's like, what's the best way to cure cancers on like the brain stem or in the brain, right? You got to think about stuff like that too, because, well, if somebody has brain cancer, one of the reasons they don't like operating on it is there's like a 70% chance of death, even if you have a really good yeah, see, they destroyed this solar power plant, these ICG guys. Oh, are they? Wow. They built a defense platform. But here's my thing. We know of an amoeba that secretion breaks down gray matter. The amoeba that kills your brain cells, basically, that eats your brain. Well, if you use a controlled amount of that, it would actually only eat a certain amount of gray matter. So if you could take like 5 cc's of this chemical and inject it into a brain tumor, you're no longer having to like cut into somebody's skull as much or cut around somebody's brain stem. You literally inject it with this chemical secreted in nature, and the amoeba chemical will eat the excess brain matter. And usually stuff like that eats the weakest first, which would be the tumor. So you could literally remove somebody's brain tumor with an injection, as opposed to having to like cut them open. I call that one chemical surgery. But yeah, I've always loved science and stuff, and I've always loved science fiction. Oh yeah, right? Well, so I knew a guy who was working in a local college on cybernetics. And what it was they wanted a patch that goes over the skin that hooks onto your cybernetic arm to essentially read brain or electrical signals from the brain to move the limb and stuff like that. I don't know how far they got with it, because this was, I want to say 7 years ago, and we haven't seen much from it. But it kind of is, but they kind of don't have, they were having a problem getting it to read the brain signals. They're, as far as I know, they still are. And like I said, this was actually several years ago when I was working for Google. The guy I was working with was there too. And so I suggested, well, why don't you, they were trying to interpret the brain signals and stuff, and I'm like, well, instead of putting it on like the temple, why don't you move it down to the spine or onto the shoulder so you have less brain signals to try and interpret? And the ones that you are interpreting are the ones that should be going to the arm. That's something that I suggested way back then. That's just like the Google glasses. I noticed that people who actually wore glasses that use those things were getting a headache. Right? So I suggested to Google, well, why don't you make prescription lenses for your Google glasses? Because what's happening is people who need glasses are having a headaches because they're not looking at their prescription. Because they're using these, or the ones that are using these glasses, are either doubling up on lenses because they're either putting it over their glasses, or they're not wearing their glasses when they're using them, which causes headaches. And next thing I know, like a month later, it's like, oh yeah, here's the new Google glasses. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Oh yeah, because it was a thing that helped them sell more of them. I mean, Google glasses are freaking expensive anyways, but a lot of the people who did buy them couldn't suggest them to their friends because they're like, well, you know, I like some of the features of it, but I'm getting a headache all the time. And I'm like, hey, the reason people are reporting headaches is because they're not prescription, and if you use lenses that aren't your prescription, you get a headache. Yeah. If you have anything to suggest to Google and stuff, use the suggestion slash report thing in Google Chrome. Google Chrome is what gets live feedback. Any of the other programs don't. That is huge. I was tech support, actually. I worked on like Google Chrome and stuff. I'm the guy who would help you out with your phone if you had issues and all that. Now, I was technically a subcontractor, though. So, while I worked for Google, it wasn't directly for Google. I was subcontracted under Xerox at the time. So, when Xerox lost that contract, I got downsized. But, you know, I worked for Google for almost a full year just doing the tech support stuff. Yep. That's what I did. I helped people set up their networks for the Chromecast. Biggest one was Best Buy wasn't telling people that they needed internet and was telling people they could run it off of their hotspot, which you can, but you need another device to control it. And your Chromecast is supposed to be within 15 to 20 feet of your whatchamacallit, your router. Those were like the two biggest ones. The other ones were the phone stuff could be kind of complicated just because one problem could lead to another problem. Corporate Sector Authority. But yeah. Google had two primary places at the time. They had up in Redmonds, which is a city where I am, and down in California. The California guys were lazy. They wouldn't check anything. They would just, like, half the time they would just be like, oh yeah, just send it in and we'll replace it. And it's like, you're supposed to be checking and making sure that it needs a replacement, and it's not like they turned off a setting or something. Because that happened. And then the Chromecast, they actually started, when they started downsizing due to an FCC lawsuit, they started sending it over to India. Okay, so here's the fun part. I've never been to college. I didn't want to start out in debt before I even started working. They did give me a little bit of an interview to make sure that I could operate the stuff. So that was pretty cool. But yeah. But yeah, to me, college is a fairly bad idea, especially nowadays, because yeah, well, here's the thing. Colleges aren't even doing what they were originally designed to do. So originally, if you went to college, you were supposed to be in training to get a job. You went to a specialized college to get a specialized job, like medicine, like a bunch of that kind of stuff. What college was meant for was a college would allow you to intern to certain businesses. If the business owners liked you or you did a good job, you were automatically guaranteed a job in that field because they'd hire you right out of college. Colleges don't do that anymore. Exactly. Actually, I have a friend in Germany. Oh, on the apps I know her at, she goes by the name of Ellie. Uh, but yeah, she worked at a water treatment plant and was planning on going there. I don't know if she ever did, but yeah, I need to ask her about that actually. But yeah, that's the whole point of a college, is to get a job in a specific field. But there started being problems, and what are these guys doing up here? Okay, I'm gonna go here and drop my other one. But yes, almost exactly how it works in Germany. You were supposed to go and get your degree and show that you were dedicated to this field of work, and then get a job in that field. That's it. That's all colleges should be doing. Oh, okay. I'm getting a chat from my friend who wants to join in on Twitch too, which is kind of hilarious. Like, he's chatting on
Turquoise C10.
on Facebook Messenger, which is interesting. Okay.
System. Company regard.
But yeah, just little things like that. Yeah, see, to me that makes more sense, because now I'm earning money, and the degree I'm earning on the side for the field I'm already in, so that I can actually succeed at life and not have 20 grand in debt for 4 years out of college. Oh. Oh, I am loving this game. I actually have the Star Wars mod on. So right now I'm flying my Fang Fighter around, enjoying the visuals and doing some stuff. Talking to Blackflow about colleges and stuff like that. But how are you, Purple Soapstone?
Autopilot disengaged.
But yeah, we were talking about how much of a scam in the U.S. Colleges are, because if you go to other countries, what happens is you basically get an internship that's paid, that is specialized to the field that you're in. You get the job, and then you're not only learning on the job, but you're also learning from the college on how to do the job better. Whereas in the US, you spend 4 years of your life and 20 grand just to... So I'm hopping around Twitch to see what looks like fun. Okay. So this game is fairly fun. The only problem with it is the storylines are a little bit lacking. Like, there's no real difference between, say, a main mission storyline and and going to go blow up some mines. In fact, that is a main mission storyline. So it kind of lacks on that. But one of the things you can do in this game is you can do piracy, which is fun. Like, if I choose... I'll actually go ahead and save real quick. Turquoise C, overwrite. Yeah. But you want to go around, and you can make your own fun if you have a good imagination and like kind of a roleplay feel. It's a little bit quicker than the previous iterations of X3 and stuff like that, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, in all honesty. It's still fun, though, and especially if you like mods and whatnot. Yeah, see, in the U.S., the books alone to get into college, or the college books you need, are expensive. Like, super expensive. Let's see, if I'm gonna do some piracy, I wanna go up here. Yeah.
Entering US Twin 1.
Okay. So I do have Elite Dangerous, but the only problem I have, and actually I just saw some more missions, so... let's see, what missions are here? Alternative weapons part needed, raid protection, peace and stability. That one's kind of long and boring. Okay. So, here's the thing. If you choose to spend the money... I was just having problems doing the bounty hunting in Elite Dangerous because I couldn't figure out how to get the guy to drop out of, basically the hyperspace thing. Ooh, actually. What ships are around me right now? 'Cause I just saw something. CDC, do... CSA. Okay, the Death Watch, I don't want to get angry at me, so... But, you can get private health insurance. Ah, see, that's the problem there. Because I needed the money to buy the interdictor, module. Because I just started out in the game, and one of the first missions I got is, oh, get this guy. Well, I couldn't get him to drop out of frickin' hyperspace to get that guy.
Entering system. Trinity Sanctum.
Okay, so let's see. Which, by the way, there's actually an interdictor in this game that you can get, too. So let's see. Yeah, see, they're pumping out fighters to come and fight up here. Let's see, what all do we have? They are... attacking... Ooh. There's a good mission.
Disengage. Autopilot. Disengage.
Oh. Find a way to Bright Promise. Ah, darn it. Yeah. But you do get private healthcare here. If you choose, like... So there's many ways to get healthcare, and depending on your plan, depends on how good it is. So the best way to get healthcare is privately, because if you get it privately, you get to decide what plan you get. The people who don't like their healthcare are usually people who are on the government-run healthcare. The main issue with our healthcare system, though... he's talking about Elite Dangerous. But yeah, the main issue with American healthcare is if I go to an emergency room, I get a bill from a doctor, right? Then I get a bill from the hospital itself. So for spending 4 hours in an emergency room because I fainted one year, I got a $2,000 medical bill. I don't know if you can in Elite Dangerous. Like I said, I didn't get too far into it because I just... Like, I couldn't do a whole lot of the missions. I was just running around delivering stuff, and I'm like, this is just boring. I want to do some actual space combat stuff. Ah. Yeah. Now, the mod I'm playing did change up how you get ships in X4. Because you used to, if they were like that low, you could contact them.
Comms channel open.
Okay.
You cannot be serious with this request.
See, you could do that, and sometimes if they were low on health, they'd jump out. But now they randomly do it based on the health of their ship, and they've lowered the amount of times that AI will jump. But yeah. Well, here's the thing. If I was just getting a bill from the doctor, it would be $500 if I didn't have insurance to cover it. Because here's the thing. In America, we don't believe that you are entitled to somebody else's labor. That doctor has gone to medical school, has gone to, and, done everything he needs to do in order to be a doctor. Now, you could the thing is our version of what you're talking about has already failed. That's what insurance was for. You were supposed to pay 20 to $50 into insurance a month, and insurance was supposed to cover your medical bills. Well, what happened was hospitals became a business when the government became involved. We used to not have to worry about that. If you saw a doctor, you paid for whatever the doctor did and left. Or you didn't even have to pay sometimes. Sometimes you could, like, if you were a farmer, you could give him potatoes. If you were a carpenter, you could build him a chair if he needed it. You could horse trade for medical insurance back in the... I think even as late as the 1920s in America. And that was when people were super satisfied with their health care. But now, our healthcare system holds us hostage because and I should be fighting. I'll finish up this thought and then I'll enter combat. Yeah, exactly. You could do that. Or, you could say, hey, Doc, let's go, I'll take you on a free hunting trip. And we'll go and, get a deer for you or something like that. Imagine being able to do that. Imagine not having the government take any money out of your paycheck whatsoever. Like, everything you earned, you got to keep. And they didn't charge you for your property. They didn't charge you for any of that. That all changed during, like, the 1940s and stuff for us. When we started doing, like, the government grants and started doing unified banking and stuff like that. The biggest problems we have, like, are homeless, is because if you quit working for a month, thanks to taxes and stuff, you lose your home. That's one of the main reasons we have homeless people. Because if the government couldn't take your home for not paying for it, we wouldn't have homeless people because they wouldn't be homeless. Now they might need some help to eat and stuff like that, but it wouldn't be as bad. Okay, let's do some piracy. I don't really like... Then again, that ship is way more powerful than mine now that I think about it. But yeah, it used to be that simple for us. And then the government got involved, and insurance got involved, and suddenly the people who became in charge of the doctors, so a doctor still rents out their practice in the buildings or in the hospitals. If they have a name plaque in there, they're renting that space. That's why they charge you $500 for a visit. It's because they'd rather spend their money on stuff like, and this is everywhere in the world, people who are homeless oftentimes prefer to spend their money on drugs and alcohol than they do on basic living expenses. In America, we actually have people who have left their profession to be professional hobos. Because here's the thing, that small amount that Germany is giving a homeless person in order to live, they make 5 times that amount in donations. just from people walking by on the street and throwing them a quarter. You get 100 people to throw you a quarter, you have 25 bucks. Now multiply that by thousands if you're in a city. We've actually had people follow homeless people around, and at the end of the day, they've swapped out into business suits and jumped into an expensive car and drove away to their home. And then at the beginning of the day, they smear mud on their face, they put on their ratty clothes, they park somewhere, and go sit on the sidewalk with a sign. Yeah, right? How crazy is that? What is this? Ooh. Did they just... Okay, that's an autonomous distress beacon. I need to find a good place to do some hunting. Did you discover... I'm waiting for these guys to actually find... I think it's actually that. Wait, where are you? Remove this order. Go and explore that area. Explore and remove that order. What time is it for me right now? Hang on a sec. It is 11:55. Oh, I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. I was a little bit late because there was a bunch of updates and stuff for me. AM. I'm what's called a West Coaster. I'm on the west coast of the United States, so I'm close to Russia, Japan, that area. Russia, Japan, China is between me and you, so... Okay, so what's going on here? A tie... Ooh! Ooh! Hang on. You. Ship is too far away. Come back. Remove that order. It's almost 9 for you? Oh, cool. Yeah, so you saw how that, remove there. So you saw how on the map this thing had no, this TIE Fighter has no, like, faction attached to it? That ship's been abandoned, so I can actually claim that ship. Which is awesome. Give it to me. Okay, can't dock there. Go back and explore. And you should go up here real quick and repair. Ooh, it's a TIE Advance too. I found Vader's shuttle. Or Vader's ship. Ah, that's not too bad. Oh, you need guns and stuff. Well, repair the hull and then you can come and get the guns here. Yeah, it was real nice talking to you too. And, you know, you have a good night's rest and all that jazz. If you're going to sleep, you might have to go to work. But yeah, catch you around, Blackflow. Yeah. So are you having fun, Purple? Yeah, I was surprised finding that TIE fighter or TIE Advanced. Let's see. Hang on, let me get back. That was actually a pretty lucky find right there. But yeah, apparently they changed it up so that anytime there's like large fights, there's a chance that people will abandon their ships and you can get your fighters and stuff that way. Oh. Move this order. I should head over there actually. So let's start guidance. And what else? Let's see. How is the fight up here going? No abandoned ships, it seems. Yeah, the cheekiness of just setting up base right here. That is just crazy. Escape pod. Sector authority. That is a lot of escape pods. What is going on over here? That is like a large capital ship that blew up or something. Yeah, look right here. The Victory is what blew up. Looks like they took out each other. Okay. Hey, I'll be right back. I need to take a bio break real quick. So, be right back. Yeah. Alright, I'm back. And unpause, see if I got any more messages. Look like it. Cool. But yeah, just stuff like that. Okay. Ooh, the vulture fighters are hard ones to capture because they don't actually. You can't, like, board them after they abandon ship, so it's like, well, what am I supposed to do here? wait there, my TIE fighter friend. Okay, those guys are still faction.
Entering system. Highest miss.
Still got a lot of the faction to them. How are you mining in a sector with no mines? Alright.
Autopilot. Disengage. Entering highest mists.
Alright, highest miss. That is not where I wanted to go, I don't think. Actually, this is why I even got this. Yeah, good night. Okay. So let's see. I have something to pop up, and let's see if I can get top plate and stations. So let's see, stations. Yeah, I got somebody who's asking for help to with streaming and stuff. Let's see. EDM. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of funny how much you end up helping other people once you... And here's the thing, I'm not even, like, the best streamer around. I know that for a fact. I'm easily distracted. I start, Oh. Apparently not happy with the choice of music. Could have said so. Okay, well, whatever. Alrighty. Well, let's see. I think if I still only have... Oh! Cool. So let's see. I should be... Nice. letting him know how I started streaming to Twitch and stuff. Because they're not on my videos, or they're not in my library anymore, but my first ever streams were done live from a PS4. How can you breathe? That's what I want to know. Okay, spacesuit. Oh, I kind of wish I was closer. Oh well. Oh, cool. Pretzel Rock talks. Alright. Time to repair this space station. Right there. Okay. Come on, slow down. Up. Repair. There we go. 29,000 credits. I wish I could get $29,000 just like going to a station and hitting a repair on it. I mean, I'd walk up to a gas station and be like, "Here, I'll get this graffiti off your wall for 29 grand."
Out of docking range. Out of docking range. Docking granted.
But, yep. Alright. Wow, that was a bounce. Okay. Let's go. Nice. Go ahead and stand up. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, the chair. Well, the chair doesn't matter so much. Alrighty. Alright, let's see. Unknown station, unknown station, unknown station. That's a lot of unknown stations, but I'm looking for an unknown object. Looks like most of these did not abandon ship. So let's go ahead and go down here and see what's going on. Oh wow, that's a lot of ships. Let's see, looks like a Reef Home 1. Oh. So this is Rogue Squadron going against these guys. Man, look at that.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on these battles because this is a good chance for a lot of people to, what the frick? Why is that jumping around so much? But there's a good chance that they'll abandon ship with more fighters. Explore. Also, I thought I had it on claim ships if possible. Clue orders. Mark. Okay, they mark them for me. Let's claim if possible. And notify me if they show up. I don't want that or that. There we go. And that should be all. Yep, okay. Oh, I should set up the refuel. Claim if possible, ignore, universal. The medium, automatic resupply. Okay, so that's a B-wing still. That might pop, but I don't think it will. So let's go ahead and explore down here. Because I'm also looking for a way to connect everything up too. Which sucks, but you know, that's how it goes. Which is Techno Union, by the way. Yeah, but look at how many of them just, like, jump out with, like, that last little bit of health instead of abandoning ship. Nice. So I think there's one place between these two. So actually, what I could do... I could actually... have this guy control. Go ahead and explore. And we'll let this guy explore the area. I love that he's like sticking out of the cockpit. Actually, I need to get a photo of that. Page. And Act 12. Because I can give this to, the guys who do the mod and let them know there. However, I think it's time to Shift S, which is save, Shift H one more time, and I think I'll call it here for today. It's around noon, so it's a good time to call it, for me at least, because this lets me eat, maybe get a nap, do whatever I need to do before work. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. You guys have a wonderful time, and I will be back streaming tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be an hour earlier than this time, because I lost a bit of time to update some stuff, I won't lie. But, as I already said, have a wonderful day, and enjoy the week.